Today, we're diving deep into frugality's past with a unique frugal living time capsule that reveals the 1970s wisdom on saving money. With the rising cost of living, these tips could be just as useful today as they were 50 years ago. In the 1970s, economic challenges led many to embrace frugality, not as a trend, but as a way of life. So, let's take a journey back in time and unearth these timeless pearls of wisdom. Tip 1. Use cloth napkins. Unlike today's single-use culture, the 70s were all about reusability. Cloth napkins, often sewn at home, were common in households. Using cloth napkins instead of disposable paper ones can result in significant savings over time. It also reduces the number of trees cut down for paper production and lowers the amount of waste generated. Tip 2. Make your own clothes. The 70s saw a resurgence of making clothes at home. Sewing machines were common household items, and people often made their own patterns or modified existing ones. Besides saving money, this trend also allowed for personal creativity and unique styles. Given the environmental impact of fast fashion today, this tip is not only budget-friendly but also eco-conscious. Tip 3. Bicycle commuting. With the oil crisis of the 70s, many turned to bicycles as a cost-efficient and eco-friendly transportation method. Bicycling to work, school, or even grocery shopping not only keeps you physically fit, but also reduces your carbon footprint and saves significant money on gas, car maintenance, and parking. Tip 4. Homebrewed coffee and tea. The 70s didn't have the trend of expensive coffee shops. Instead, people enjoyed homebrewed coffee and tea. Brewing at home can save hundreds of dollars a year and significantly reduce the use of single-use coffee cup. Moreover, it's a chance to develop your own perfect blend. Tip 5. Shoe repair. Back then, if a heel broke or a sole wore out, the solution wasn't to toss the shoes away but to get them repaired. The concept of repairing rather than replacing not only saves money, but also cuts down on waste, making this tip a win for both your pocket and the environment. Tip 6. Make your own beauty and skincare products. Commercial beauty products were less common, and many people made their own from kitchen ingredients. Homemade skincare recipes, from avocado face masks to oatmeal scrubs, were popular and affordable options. Not only do these natural remedies help save money, but they also allow you to control what goes on your skin, avoiding the potential harsh chemicals in commercial products. Tip 7. Wood stove heating. In response to increasing energy costs, many households in the 70s turned to wood stoves for heating. Wood is often cheaper than electricity or gas, especially if you have a ready supply. Plus, it's a renewable resource, and there's something inherently comforting and cozy about a wood stove's warmth. Tip 8. Darning socks. When socks got holes in them, people would mend them rather than throwing them out. This approach extends the life of your socks, saves money, and reduces waste. Plus, learning to darn is a useful skill that can apply to repairing other types of clothing as well. Tip 9. Foraging for food. Foraging was a way to supplement grocery purchases and connect with nature. By responsibly gathering wild berries, nuts, and edible plants, people could add to their meals without adding to their grocery bill. It's worth noting that you should always make sure you have correctly identified any wild food before you consume it to avoid accidental poisoning. Tip 10. Making your own furniture. With the trend of D in the 70s, many people opted to build their own furniture. Not only was this economical, but it also allowed for customization, creativity, and the satisfaction of creating something with your own hands. These first 10 tips are only the tip of the iceberg. Let's continue uncovering the nuggets of wisdom hidden in our time capsule. We'll get to that in a second. I have a favor to ask of you. If you like this video so far, please subscribe to the channel. Tip 11. Cigarette rolling. While today we recognize the serious health hazards associated with smoking, it's undeniable that the practice was more prevalent in the 70s. Some of those who smoked rolled their own cigarettes as it was cheaper than buying pre-packaged ones. The real takeaway here is the mindset of reevaluating every aspect of your spending and identifying opportunities to cut costs. Tip 12. Pressure cooking. The use of pressure cookers was a smart way to save time and energy in the kitchen. The pressure cooker's unique mechanism allows it to cook food faster using less gas or electricity compared to conventional methods. A pressure cooker can tenderize meats, cook beans from dry, and even bake bread, making it a versatile appliance for frugal cooking. Tip 13. Group buying for discounts. The idea of collective buying was common in the 70s. Communities or neighbors would pool their funds to buy items in bulk, getting discounts for the larger quantities. This not only saved money, but also fostered a sense of community. In a modern context, consider exploring wholesale retailers, co-op memberships, or group buying websites to take advantage of this concept. Tip 14. Use a straight razor. Many men in the 70s used a straight razor for shaving. Unlike disposable razors, a straight razor is a one-time investment that, with proper care, can last a lifetime. Though it does require some skill and caution, using a straight razor can save significant money over time, and it also reduces plastic waste. Tip 15. Rooftop gardening. Many urban dwellers in the 70s got creative with space, turning rooftops into productive gardens. Growing your own vegetables and herbs not only saves money on groceries, but also guarantees fresh, organic produce. Plus, it can transform a barren rooftop into a green, peaceful oasis. Tip 16. Learn basic car maintenance. In the 70s, more people knew basic car maintenance tasks such as changing the oil, replacing air filters, or even doing minor repairs. These skills can save you a hefty sum on mechanic bills. Online tutorials and guides now make it easier than ever to learn these skills. Tip 17. Making home-baked bread. Homemade bread was a staple in many homes in the 70s. Baking your own bread can be cheaper than store-bought, particularly if you enjoy high-quality artisanal types. Plus, there's nothing quite like the taste and aroma of fresh bread from your own oven. Tip 18. Homemade yogurt and cheese. Much like bread, making your own yogurt and cheese was a common practice. This way, you know exactly what's in your food, and you can enjoy fresh, homemade products for a fraction of the cost of store-bought versions. Tip 19. Community swaps. Swap meets or flea markets were popular venues for trading items. People could exchange things they no longer needed for something they wanted or needed, effectively reusing and recycling items within the community, and of course, saving money. Tip 20. Cashing in bottles and cans. Many beverage companies in the 70s used returnable bottles, offering a deposit refund for each returned item. Not only was this a way to make a few extra pennies, but it was also an early form of recycling that helped reduce litter and waste. Each one of these practices is a testament to the resourcefulness and resilience of the 70s generation. And while they emerged from a different era, these tips hold valuable lessons for us today. We can adapt these practices to help manage our expenses, reduce waste, and live more sustainably. By revisiting and incorporating these old-school tips into our modern lifestyles, we continue the tradition of financial prudence while also acknowledging our responsibility to the environment and our communities. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep creating content like this. Stay tuned for more money-saving tips, financial advice, and frugal living ideas.